Let's talk about Diablo. Well, the game series, not Satan himself. I got some news for you about different Diablo games here, and we're gonna start off with Diablo Immortal. It has been delayed. Oh no! Well, I got time to get myself a phone now, so that's good. Perfect. Joking aside, the game has been delayed, and yeah, we're all sad for that. Somewhat. But yeah, the developers have gone out and said that it has been delayed, mostly because, or mainly because of feedback from the latest alpha. I suspect some delay. The delay is also partially due to the problems Blizzard have been facing over the last month or so. No matter the reason, it has been delayed until Q2 next year. That is 2022, for those who doesn't know the current year. On to the next game in the Diablo series that I want to talk about. Diablo 4. Yes, Diablo 4 is on development. It has been for a while now, and we all know that, if you're keeping up to date. Now, for no release date just yet. Sorry to say that, but I read an article that was interesting that made me wanna add this to this. They talked about a 30-minute gameplay showcasing the mage class, the rogue, and druid class. They showcased the druid and those three classes and showed a little gameplay and some environments, and to me it looked great. And some people noticed though that it kind of looked like Diablo 3, and in terms of gameplay, yes, it looked like Diablo 3 in gameplay. The environments graphically, yes, it reminded me of Diablo 3 again. But I do still think that the game looks good. It still looks like a different Diablo game than 3, 2, and 1. Although it's kind of similar to Diablo 2 Resurrected now, I think about it maybe. But that's a remaster, so that's a whole different area. Now it is, I hope, the quality of the video and the game itself, I wouldn't put it to stone just yet, because it's probably an early alpha at that stage in that gameplay, so it's not set in stone, that the graphics and the models and even the animations. But I found it interesting that some were complaining about that. There was one thing that set it apart for me, and that was the use of how the different spells the mage had, and the druid, he switched between bear form and werewolf form. I think I even saw him do spells in human form. We had a rogue using both bows and dual knives. I think this is interesting because in other Diablo games we have only used one weapon, or one set of weapons. We haven't switched between. We have switched between entire builds. Like in Diablo 3 you can go to the armory and switch between the different loadouts you have. But we have never seen... In Diablo 2 they did have that you could just press W and switch between weapon slot 1 and weapon slot 2, but but from what I know, not many people use that, except when using the call to arms weapon to do shouts when you weren't a barbarian, that is. If you don't know what it is, Google it. I am not gonna explain all that. Anyway, I found that interesting because that opens up a whole new ways of playing, and if that is a good build, like an end game build where it's actually viable to switch between using different spells like one ice and one fire and lightning and so on, that's great. Same with the druid and the rogue, switching between melee and ranged. If that is viable in late game, that is just phenomenal. I love that. That will change up the gameplay as you progress through a dungeon. Like, oh, a lot of enemies, gonna use bow and do a lot of area damage. Oh, a boss, now I can switch to melee and stab it in the back, freeze him and stab it in the back like 1,000 times in 1 second. Another point I was gonna make. Oh yeah, the environment looked pretty low graphic, but yeah, I hope that's not set in stone. That was the point I want to make. But I wonder if that's due to the quality of the video or something. I don't know. Moving on to the third game in the series that I want to talk about, Diablo 2 Resurrected. Now hold your horses. There's nothing negative to say about this, because good news. There's an open beta coming next week on the 20th of August. And even greater news, there's a closed beta on now this Friday, on Friday the 13th. So we better pray for the servers to work. I mean, it's always online, I expect. So with servers, and it's Friday the 13th. 13th. I mean, the combination isn't that good. So we better pray. Anyway, moving on from praying. So as I said, closed beta on Friday, and you can get into the closed beta if you have pre-ordered the game, either the standard edition or any of the other 2 editions. I believe there are 3 editions. At least there are 2. And if you order that, you can get into the closed beta on now this Friday. And of course, the open beta is for everyone. The both betas run through the weekends, so from 13th, 14th, and 15th, maybe even to Monday 16th. And the open beta is from the 20th to 21st, 22nd, I believe. And then the full game will launch on September 23rd. I do mention this release date because there's a good chance you know, because it has been revealed for quite a while. But I actually had a friend yesterday giving me a link or showing me a screenshot or something, and like, it's being released on 23rd. And I was like, yeah, I've known that for 2 months. And he was like, what did you tell me? And I was like, I thought you knew. Apparently it doesn't keep up to date with such things, so well, anyway. Now all of you guys know too. Diablo 2 Resurrected is coming out on the 23rd of September, closed beta on the 13th of August, open beta on the 20th of August. Wow. So 3 unreleased Diablo games, and I'm looking forward to them all, actually. More some than others. But I'm looking forward to playing all of them, and stay tuned this weekend. I might just be streaming Diablo 2 Resurrected. And if not, I will definitely be making a video of it. So, I've been Swippy92, have a great life, and hope to see future videos. Bye bye! And see you in hell.